All right. So today we're gonna be doing a little battery backup system. I live in Tijuana, so out here power is always going out. And if you're like everyone else, everyone has cell phones. So my motto is always find what you have and make it work. So this is on battery from one of the, like those big Hot Wheel cars that kids have laying around. Still works, but it's not being used. So we're gonna use this as a 12-volt battery. And I got this thing from Harbor Freight Tools, a little ammo box. It's a small one. It's like $5.99. Pretty good deal. Plus it's plastic too. So the battery is going to go inside there. And then we're going to be using this USB adapter. This is for marine boats. But it works great because it's watertight. And this one has a display on it too. And there's a cigarette adapter here too. First things first is we're going to measure this thing out. Let's see, this thing can go probably inside here. And maybe this can fire up somewhere around here. Let's take off this sticker. At least half of it. Yeah, we'll take the rest off later. All right. So we know it's going to be somewhere around here. So let's take this out. Put this guy right here. All right, so we're going to be doing this battery backup system here. And got a bunch of little parts here. Battery, here's your cigarette adapter, USB port. First thing we got to do is start making some holes. So this guy's pretty cool. You stick it inside here to make holes, different sizes. So the first one we have to make is, this is going to be a connector that's going to go to the battery. So I would say, how deep is this? If you're not sure, each one's a different level, so we could just start. First things first, let's close this. Move this. Do it around here. Pretty easy to make the hole, so. Alright, let's start drilling this hole here. Let's see if this thing will fit in there. Not quite. One more. Let's see. Next one. There you go. That's it. There you go. So that's in there. Sorry for the mess here. So once you got it inside there, then we're gonna put this washer on. Then the nut. I got lucky too, because this transformer right here, found this thing in the trash. You know, you always have something that powers something, maybe an old laptop or anything like that, and then you end up just sitting around. all of these transformers, you plug into the electrical outlet and it's AC, and then it converts it to DC like a normal car battery. And for our purposes, this thing is 12 volts, 3 amps, which is great for powering this battery. And we're going to power this thing into this. It's funny because this kit, I got everything through Amazon. It came in a package like this, and it has a bunch of connectors on here, and then the plugs. So if this plug didn't work, I would have to cut this and then do my own connections. But I got lucky. Look at that. It plugs right in. This is free. So we got that in. Now we got to make the holes for the other one. And I guess we could start a pilot hole first. This one's going to be bigger. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to fit inside of here. And we're going to go with this one, 1 1/4. So I don't have anything bigger. But for this, I will wear gloves. I have more of these too, I'm not sure where. Shoot, that's not gonna work. This thing's for wood. Oh boy. Well, as I said, use what you have. So this is my biggest bit that I have, so we're gonna use it. I outlined the thing with a Sharpie pen, so we're just gonna dig into it, make it bigger. For that, you know what? Let's close this. That one's not all flappy. It's plastic, so it's pretty easy. Look at that. Worst case scenario, you can always do like a knife. That's kind of tricky. There you go. Just go around in circles. Let's see if this thing will fit. Nope. Gotta go bigger. Almost. Oh, look at that. We got one. Do the next one. You know what you can do? Just put it at an angle. You see that? A little crooked. Let's see if that one goes in there. Nope, almost. There we go. We got two down. We're good. Twist this off, put that away. Let's get rid of some of this junk in here. We got a trash can over here. Yeah, it's a 3-bedroom house, so I don't really have a garage. So I converted this middle room into my little workshop. For the longest time, I had a really hard time organizing this stuff, and I'm still not done. But my neighbor sells ceviche, and he gets all these crates that are part of like lemons, tomatoes, stuff he gets delivered, and he started handing them to me. Oh, check it out. And I started putting everything inside of this. I'm recycling all these plastic crates, extension cord, PVCs, assorted screws, and they work. I have everything in there. I still have some empty, but little by little. Over here is just our party tables and stuff I need because I do a lot of camping too. But it works out pretty good. All right. So now we got that in. Let's see if we can get some of this thing off too. What works good, this a little sponge with some wet water. All right, so let's put the plate on. If we put this on top or bottom, let's do this one over here. This goes right there. Goes right there. Looks good. So now we take the screws. We got 4 screws that came with the package. Little screws. Once again, impact driver. Actually, you know what? These are going to be kind of long because this plastic is too thin. So we're going to get some smaller screws. So you can always substitute things, whatever you can find. Say I got these smaller ones here, but let's see if one of them will work. You see the difference in the heads. Like this one is kind of at an angle. It's designed like that so it fits in nice and snug, and this one will sit on top. But we'll see. Let's see if I can find another one. Sometimes it doesn't even look that bad. See that? It's good. We'll leave it. Remember, use what you have. If you don't have it, oh well. And it's black, so it matches. Plus, free. Just a few clicks and that's it. You're done. So now, you got this right here. Covers up like that. Uh-oh. What's that saying? Houston, we got a problem. The voltage thing is sideways. Let's see if we can fix that. Yeah, see this little groove right here? I think this was intended to go long ways, but I think we're gonna move it. We're gonna have to rotate this thing this way. It's all right. You know what? Bet you we could do a little notch right here. Since this thing is plastic, let's mark this right there. I mean, normally we could put this thing sideways, but we have the battery. So all we need to do is just kind of grind this up a little bit. And we might even be able to use the same bits. And don't be afraid to make things a little different. Tighten this up. Could get a Dremel too. All right, so we gotta take a chunk of this thing out right here. Got the Dremel tool, and let's turn this on. Let's see if we got a knife. X-Acto blade. Let's see. Well, that'll work. I think we could dig it out a little bit more. Maybe even hit with the Dremel again. There you go. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as it works. The problem was this thing right here, the faceplate. It was this way, so now it fits here nice and neat. See that? This one's okay, just cigarette adapter, so it's no big deal. But this one here, we want the display to be this way, so when you open it, you can actually see it. All right, so we're in business. Now, let's tighten her up. These guys right back here, as you can see, they go inside here. That's good. Do the next one. Make sure that if it's on crooked, you see it kind of goes on. If it doesn't go right the first time, back it up, and then you'll feel it slide in nice and neat. It doesn't have to be super tight. Let's get rid of some of this trash. I got a little brush over here. That's good. That's in there now. So now we got to connect these things. Since this battery right here has different type of connections, see. So this is my negative one. Where's my flashlight? Negative. They're labeled right here. It says in the back it's negative. Make sure you always check in positive, negative, and positive. So, like my light. So let's do the first one right here, negative. Too much plastic. Clip right in. To the next one, negative. So let's go down and hook up the positive one. You can see right down here. They just clip right in. See that? Once it's on, it won't come back out. And since this is a new device here, see, this is supposed to go straight to the battery. Obviously, we can't use these type of connections, so we're going to cut these off. But before we do that, we have to connect these also. So one easy way to doing that is we can cut okay. So if we cut this one right here, and then you strip the red one, strip back a little bit more of this guy too, because we have to connect this to this battery. So these are inline butt connectors. I like to twist this just so it's not, it doesn't open up on you. It's in there. Keep them close. Just kind of twist it on. There you go. Grab your crimper. Make sure it's crimped nice and tight. It's good to go. So here's your other red one, right? We're going to strip that one out too. We crimp this guy. See, by doing that cut like that, this is what we're going to use to charge our battery. So now it's connected to here. And then this one, we cut this guy off. Also strip it a little bit. Twist it. And these are the ones that's going to clip onto the battery. Slide this on. It's ready to go. And this has an inline fuse connector too. Just in case there's a short or something happens to the battery, it'll pull all this fuse out. So you unscrew it, and this is your fuse right here. screw this back in. And then we got to do the same thing to this one. So we're going to cut it around here. And strip this down. See, if you don't twist it, they'll fall apart. Give it a couple more twists. It's always good to use these type of connectors too. Keeps everything nice and tight and clean. Some people will just twist it and put electrical tape. And what happens to that? Eventually it'll fall apart. It's not good. So we twist this one. Alrighty. It's good to go. Look at that. This one is still kind of loose. We'll get to that one. Let's cut this last one here. Man, we're almost done with this thing. Alright, so that's good. Let's see if we can find our branch to tighten this up. Yeah, I got the last screw right here. This is for our adapter. It's still kind of loose. It's spinning, so let's see if we can get pliers. There we go. Some needle nose pliers will hold this thing down. Alrighty. Sound good. Let's clean this up a little bit. And there's one more thing we want to do. Alright. So we're pretty much done with this thing. The only thing is, I don't know if you can see right here where the screws went in. I mean, you're not really going to be poking around in there, but they're sharp. I mean, if you got to go in there, do some adjustment or something, there's always a chance you're going to poke yourself. So what I like to do is you could just take some silicone, all right? And just do a little dab of silicone right there. What that does is it keeps that thing from, once it dries, it'll be just like a nice little cushion, just to be safe. All right, so the only thing left to do is a quick cleanup. All right, let's clean this up so it doesn't look so bad over here. You know, it is. Every project's always a mess. But save the screws. You can always use them for something else. Remember, we recycle everything. Nothing goes to waste. Except these guys. Once you use them, that's it. Let's throw this in here. And let's see if we can get rid of some of this ugly tape. Alright, let's get some of this wet thing off here. This stickers. Another thing I learned too, you ever like buy a present for somebody and it has that price tag on it? All you gotta do is take a wet sponge and just scrub it like this, and literally that sticker comes right off. Look at that. It's not perfect, but it's easier. And this is a towel, but you can grab your sponge from your sink and scrub it. Look at that. It comes right off. This thing's got some crazy glue on here. It's not perfect, but at least the thing is gone. There we go. Good enough. We'll get it off later. All right. So now that this thing is done, let's open this thing up and we're going to connect it. We can do it out here. So this is positive. See, it's got a little slight reddish to it, and then the negative is over here. Don't ever mix them up. So slide this guy right in to the negative one. How do we know it's working? Look at that. 11.8 volts. Nice little cover. So you can open it up. Turns it off, on. And I think this one has a light too. Nope, no light. It's kind of cool. You can see the voltage on it. So now that it's on there, let's put the battery inside. And it fits pretty snug in there too. And then our original plan was we slide this thing forward. You see, we can move it towards the back. But if we move it all the way up to the front, bend these guys forward like this, we'll try to keep all this things nice and tight. And we need some zip ties. Zip ties, here we go. Oh, here we go. Got some zip ties. So let's see if we can separate these things. Tangled up. Good things we can unscrew this. Pull this thing out. Put that line fuse connector back in. Just slides right in, and then it's got a little spring inside there. Twist it, get it in there nice and tight. There you go. Oops, silicone. That's not working. Let's see if we can do it this way. There you go. That's good, just like that. Don't want to go too tight. That's done. Stretch it out. Fold it a little bit. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to tie it up so you don't have that cables laying around. Cut off the excess. So we shove those. Look at that, nice and neat. So All right. Actually, you know what? The light that's powering up this camera just died a few minutes ago because it wasn't fully charged. But we are going to connect it to this guy right here. Oh, you can actually see it draining the power. Look at that. 11.7. But it's powering up the light that we're using for recording here. Yeah, I just bought this light. I haven't even charged it all the way. But it's kind of cool. You know, keep track of your voltage and everything. So now that's been used, and let's say you want to charge this thing. You could take your adapter here. I don't think it's a good idea to charge it while you're actually using it. So we are going to unplug this thing. 11.7. So let's take this and plug it back over there. And then we'll take this guy and look at that. You know what I did notice? It's a little bit crooked. I'm going to fix that right now. There we go. Let's tighten that up. How's that look? Look at that. It's charging my battery. 12.1. We're all set. So once this thing's all done, fully charged, I mean, this thing will charge your phone for quite a while. The battery is free. The box was only $5.99, $6, and this transformer free. And the connectors here, I think I paid $10 for this whole pack at Amazon. But I only used the inside piece. The outside one was a bit perfect. And the only thing you got to verify is the polarity. So the inside is, watch this. You get your digital multimeter, put it on DC. Because you have to make the polarity is like which one is negative and which one is positive in the voltage. So it's marked red at the tip. So put the red one inside and touch the outside. Look at that, 12.27 positive. This thing will read it even the other way around. But if you do that, then it'll read negative. So that means you have it on backwards. But other than that, this thing's good to go. That's it. Look at this. Great for camping too. If you guys go camping or something, charge this thing up. And then, it's good to go. Hope you guys enjoy this. I really like doing all these little projects. If there's anything you guys like to see me fix, or you got some little problem at home, you got my email address on there. Just shoot me an email, send me a picture of whatever it is, and I'll give you an idea how to fix it with the stuff you have at home. Because it's all about saving money. A lot of times it's just, you know how it is nowadays. Everything costs too much. But let me know what you guys think of this thing. It's pretty cool, huh? And then when you're all done, let's say you've completely charged this thing, it's ready to go. So we'll unplug this. And then you're like, oh, what am I going to do with this thing? So you open this up. And the battery, remember what I said? You could move this thing forward. This thing unplugs too. So you can literally stick this inside here. You just make sure you don't have this metal flapping around. And then this guy, curl it up. You can even get one of those little twisters, you know, like from the grocery stores, but you don't need it. You got room right inside here. You can shove these things, pull it out, bring them together like this, shove it inside here, It's not going anywhere. Look at that. Nice and neat. You got your charger right here, battery, all your adapters. Close it up. Super light. This thing will last you days charging your cell phone. Here you can plug in, you know how the car has your adapter where you can plug in your stuff? But if not, there's something else you want to plug in, but you got your things here, and when you're all done, turn it off. Good to go. This thing costs about 10, 12 bucks, I think, on Amazon. I'll try to figure out how to put the link on this thing, but Amazon, this guy right here is Amazon too, and it even has a little plug here to protect it. And the box, Harbor Freight Tools. I think Harbor Freight Tools is like the cheapest place you can buy things like this. But all in all, I think I spent like 10, 16, and maybe $1 for this thing. The one connector. Less than 20 bucks. I got all this. Pretty cool, huh? All right.